No big secret, the economy is pretty tough right now, and getting back on your feet after losing your job can seem pretty impossible. So why not reinvent yourself? Forget job fairs. Fortune magazine says by the end of last year, the number of people working part-time because they couldn't find full-time work nearly quadrupled since the 1950s. The article in next month's issue, called 5 Career Makeover Success Stories, features 5 people who have reinvented their careers. It includes the former owner of Dallas-based Blockbuster and president of the social media club, Mike Merrill. Mike used to be in sales. He's sales executive with Dell and NetApp, and is now the director of marketing for Reach Local. Mike is joining us here now live on TV, not social media.
That's right. Thank
you. You work with a company called Reach Local. They work with small businesses to get them customers online. The article in Fortune said you didn't know a lot about social media, but you decided to jump in. Why?
Well, I knew a lot about online marketing. I had my own domain since 1999, MikeMerrill.com. So I knew there was a way to promote yourself online.
I like how you just dropped that right there on us, too, right there. Again, it's ingrained. It's ingrained.
But, you know, I saw the growth of Twitter, Facebook taking off, and I could see that this was going to change how not only people communicate with each other, but also how businesses communicated with consumers.
Gotcha. Now, is it hard kind of convincing the dinosaurs of the industry that this is the wave of the future?
It is, and I think, you know, I've done a lot of talk about personal branding and how someone mid-career can make this transition, and a lot of people struggle with the privacy issues. Why would I do all this stuff online? Why would I put this content out there? And they don't recognize the opportunity to truly be authentic online.
Now, let's say you've obviously been successful with your career, but the article gives 6 pieces of advice on how someone can reinvent themselves. Tell me how you did each in your case here. The first one was get online for real. Are there people who are halfway online, who are just, you know, just mailing it in online?
Well, I think fundamentally you have to start on LinkedIn if you're looking for another job.
Which is, everybody jokingly calls that the adult social media.
The adult social network, but it's so much more than that. I was on LinkedIn early on as a sales rep. I mean, if I could find someone on LinkedIn, I could find them, look up their phone number, and I could contact them. The next step you have to take is really leverage social media to engage with people you already know, because those are the people that can help you the most, right? It's all about networking.
Now, how do you convince people that you're not wasting time, that you're actually chatting business?
Well, there's been many success stories in this case. So first thing I say is people want to do business with people, not companies. So if you can let people know what you do for a living, where you work, and you've connected them on Facebook or Twitter, when someone says, hey, I'm looking for a realtor, oh, that's right, I remember I'm connecting this guy on Twitter that's a realtor. I'll refer someone I know to him. Gotcha.
Let's get through some of these. The second one, start from scratch.
Well, fundamentally, you've got to make a decision to get started and start writing content. Before I published my first personal blog post, it sat there for 30 days while I made sure it was written at a certain Fleischman-Kincaid level.
Gotcha. All right, and the third one was, magazine says you should learn by doing. So is this basically on-the-job training, kind of learn by making mistakes?
In the beginning, you know, I went through a career transition. I had a severance. I had some time. I read a lot. I read books. I read online. I watched how other companies and how other individuals were successful. And then I started doing consulting. And that's the true test to validate if you know what you're talking about.
If people are willing to hire you for what, because of what you're saying.
The money in your pocket for what you're saying, yeah.
All right, fourth one, share the wealth.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer that if you want to be involved in a certain area of business, you have to become an expert in that business, right? Share content about that. Share this video that's going to be online about social media.
Is it kind of, you don't have to be as protective, even though you're being competitive, you know, oh, this is my scoop, this is my domain. You can put it out there with friends.
In this new content marketing economy, it's all about sharing content, right? And valuable content and helping people out.
Now, here's one that might be kind of tough for people. Cut back fast. The magazine says you should forget about status when you're reinventing yourself. Some people judge themselves by how many Twitter followers they have.
They do. I mean, I think there was also cut back financially as well.
Obviously, yes.
Make a lot of financial cutbacks as you're making a transition, but it's at the end of the day, it's about survival, right? You've got to use these tools to find recruiters, and what's changed is recruiters are recruiting differently. 85% of recruiters use LinkedIn first.
It's like I said, the adult social media. You don't hear about scandals breaking on LinkedIn. But Facebook, Twitter, yes, but that one's almost like the business meeting.
Well, your resume is the Google results of your name.
You're going to patent that soon, aren't you? You're just going to put that.
That's not my original. I can't remember who said it.
All right, and lastly, the last one, prioritize your passions. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think the point of that in the story was do what you love and the money will come. Right? Have passion about what you do. Like when I started doing this, I wasn't getting paid, but I was very passionate about it. I remember volunteering to speak at an event I knew nothing about. I just gotten started. I said, well, I better go develop a presentation about this and make it look like I know what I'm talking about.
Does patience play a role?
It does. It's going to take time. When I started consulting, it took time, but I kept speaking for free. I would have coffee with anyone. I would network with anyone that wanted help.
And from there, it took off.
I mean, I led a career event at my church trying to help other people how to find a job online. It was all through networking and connections. Now, I'm a firm believer you connect online to meet people offline.
Good point, that's what lunches are for, and
That's
coffees.
right.
All right, well, thank you very much. And you can buy the entire article on your Amazon Kindle or Kindle app for PC, Mac, iOS, BlackBerry, and Android devices. And of course, you can buy an actual physical hard copy of the actual magazine, which they still make for some of the younger viewers. And that comes out July 4th. And Mike, thanks, of course, for being here.